the competitive edge on Michigan sports all season, every season. Just watch us.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to action from the Global Wrestling Federation. I'm Craig Johnson, and on today's show, you will see the Patriot in action. Also, the Handsome Stranger will have some competition. We'll see a match between the PYTs, managed by Christopher Love, and the Renegade Warriors. Jeff Gaylord will be in action, and we'll see a match involving the Lightning Kid as he takes on Terry Garvin. Plus, in a matchup, it will be Walker and Simpson against the Dirty Davis brothers.
You know something, Walker and Simpson? You got the belts around your waist. You're riding on cloud 9. We're going to take you down to about cloud 1. And we're going to show you exactly why the Dirty Davis brothers will be the Global Wrestling Federation Tag Team Champions in the very, very near future. Right, Tom?
That's right. Hey, this better be a title match right now, Walker and Simpson, because we're going to walk right over you, walk right in and put them belts right around our waist where we've deserved, because we should have the respect. The people have to recognize Mike and myself as the top #1 team in Global right now, and we deserve to be those world champions.
But it's a non-title match.
You know, you get a new belt. Sometimes you're a little chicken to put it up. Well, boys, by the time we take you, we beat you, we stomp you, we kick you, and we bloody you up, you'll know the Davis brothers are the champions.
We'll have action starting in just a moment.
Major League Wrestling is brought to you by Nintendo, makers of the Super NES. Now,
the Patriot, and a lot of people going after your title, Barry Horowitz, on today's program.
Well, that's what being a champion's all about, man. These guys line up and they want to take you on. They want to bring you down. They say it's easier to become a champion than it is to remain a champion, and we're going to find out. Barry Horowitz is a great veteran. He's a great wrestler. He's been all over this country, all over this world. So I'm looking forward to it. Anytime I can step in the ring with a great competitor and defend my title, then I'm looking forward to it.
The prestige of a title is something that a lot of men want.
Well, it certainly is. That's why you put the boots on, man. That's why you tape your wrist up. That's why you risk injury. That's why you risk your health, so you can become a champion and be successful. That's what competition's all about. Go straight to the top and be as successful as you can possibly be.
There's two ways to identify the man standing to my right. You can either call him the Patriot or you can call him the champ. Either one, you call him one of the top competitors here in the Global Wrestling Federation. The Patriot! There is the man who wears the red, white, and blue. The Patriot, greeting the fans here in the Global Dome. On our first event, you just heard the words of the Patriot, what it's like to wear the gold. Now having to go against Barry Horowitz, a man who is one of those wrestling nomads who tries to go after any kind of gold he can get, and now going after the red, white, and blue. I'm gonna hurt you. The Patriot with a reversal. Leapfrog over top 2 times. And speaking of high flying, oh my! Drop kick lands on target. And a count of 2. Horowitz trying to reverse the side headlock. The Patriot bearing down with what you might call the Top Guns. Just absolutely powering his way there. And Horowitz wishing the pressure wasn't so great. The Patriot, who hails from anywhere that flies the red, white, and blue. Shoulder block sends Barry Horowitz down. And now back into that side headlock. Don't really know the origin of why Barry Horowitz always pats himself on the back. Maybe no one ever did. So he figured he had to do it himself. A lot of fans pat the Patriot on the back, one of the most popular competitors in the Global Wrestling Federation. Sent into the rope, steps over 2 times, and brings the man from Tampa up and over. Now into the side headlock as Horowitz in a pinning predicament, but gets the shoulder up after a count of 1 by James Beard. The Patriot who holds the keys to many cities. Apparently holding the key to this match with a headlock on Barry Horowitz. Adds some power to it. Now Horowitz using the trunks to take him back. Horowitz looks like he's measuring for an elbow, maybe? Yep. The elbow was placed and he used his other hand to put momentum to it. The elbow, the high knee. As Horowitz sends the Patriot down. Rake of the laces. And now into the boot. Horowitz with some momentum here. Gut wrench suplex. Grapevines the leg and gets a count of 2. That would be considered a major upset. Thumb to the eye. Now the Patriot taking some lumps from the competitor from Tampa. Uses the forearm to the jaw. And now snapmare. Horowitz picks up the Patriot. Tries to snap the neck. And now throws his head into the canvas. The Patriot in a bad way here. But no longer. Patriot was looking for an opening. Comes away with a couple of lefts. 3 lefts. Into the ropes and the clothesline sends Horowitz down. Horowitz with a scream of agony, knowing what was coming, the big backdrop. What's he going to think when this comes at him? The Patriot missile on target. That's all she wrote.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the match, the Patriot.
And when we return, we will see the Renegade Warriors against Christopher Love's favorite pair, the BYTs, when we return.
Make tracks to Sunday night for serious racing action on Passport. The Thunder begins to rumble with awesome events, including racing from the NASCAR Grand National Circuit, IMSA, World Grand Prix motorcycling, and more. Then, on Sunday evenings, check out our lineup of shows devoted to motorsports enthusiasts. Wheel Power, IndyCar World, This Week in Cars, the Chevrolet Motorsports Hour, This Week in Dirt, This Week on Pit Road, plus Formula USA Road Racing and the AMA Motocross Circuit. Sunday nights are louder than ever on Passport. Just watch us.
We're underway as the erotic Eric Fontaine getting set to go against Mark Youngblood. Snapmare. And oh, please. Checks with the hot body. Go behind and And the schoolboy, good for a count of one. The elder of the Youngbloods, Mark Youngblood, formerly a member of the NWA World Tag Team Champions with his brother Jay, and then again with Wahoo McDaniel. Going against erotic Eric Fontaine, who misses with the shot there, but don't look now. Hot body, erotic Eric. Side headlock. As Eric whips Mark into the ropes. Mark step over on the chop. Had a hunch that Mark wanted to deliver that earlier. Now gets a chop to the sternum and two chops to the top of the head. Watch out. Trip by the hot body and an elbow by erotic Eric Fontaine. I don't know who gave him that name. Only one person I could think of that might. A step over and whoops. Christopher Love trips his own man. Very rarely do you see that. The PYT is having some major league trouble. Drop kick sends down the hot body and kerplunk. Watch out. Hello. Well, the PYTs trying to get their orientation about them. And now, erotic Eric having some words with Rick Manning. As it's Chris Youngblood ready for action. Boot delivered. But that won't stave off the tomahawk chop, although a rake to the face might. And now erotic Eric having his problems. Chris Youngblood. Chop! Double tomahawk to the top of the hot body head. And now pulls him over with a go-under suplex. Moves into the side headlock. Fontaine backs him up into the ropes, whips him off. Shoulder block, sends him down. Crossbody missed. As erotic Eric Fontaine out of the way, tags into hot body Randy Rhodes. Elbow to the top of the head. Double elbows. Planted in by the PYTs. And a count of two before a kick out. Chris Youngblood, the younger of the two, started his pro wrestling career at the age of 14 in Mexico. Traveling down there to get some experience. I guess that's where Christopher Love gets the idea that these guys are from Mexico. Just because they wrestle down there, that doesn't make them fake Indians, as he insinuates so many times. Clothesline, that may have gotten the worst of both of them. Chris rolls over, makes it to a knee. So does erotic Eric Fontaine. Both teams get tags. In comes hot body and oh, down go the PYTs. Drop kick, sends down Fontaine. Rapid fire tomahawk chop. Sends them both reeling and wondering where the PYTs are going next. This one's going down on the canvas. scoops him up, sends him down. Here comes from above. Chris Youngblood gets the count of 2, but Mr. Rhodes tried to mess it up. Did more harm than good. Floating kick sends down the hot body. Mark going to work on Fontaine. The drop kick sends Fontaine out. Rhodes sent into the turnbuckle by Chris Youngblood. Those, to my knowledge, are the 2 legal men in the ring. And Love with a trip, holding the leg. And a count of 3, the PYT steal it. We're more and more impressed with the Lightning Kid each and every time we see him here in the Global Wrestling Federation. Unfortunately, every now and then he tends to use some trickery. Terry Garvin knows that side of the track, if you will, but now is reformed and will take on anyone. The Lightning Kid with a few poses for Mr. Garvin trying to impress him. And now some chain wrestling moves will do more to impress him than that. The Kid posing and then realize, hey, take this. Talk about chain wrestling moves. And Terry Garvin with a hammerlock. Snapmare, but watch out. Ow, that hurt just to watch it. The hammerlock held onto by Terry Garvin despite the snapmare attempt by the Lightning Kid. And a foot on the rope will break the hold. Terry Garvin, once a member of the world-class tag team champions known as the Beauty and the Beast. Not talking about what you saw on your screen just a moment ago. Lightning Kid with a right. And now a kick right to the throat. There aren't many wrestlers that can deliver a kick like that. The Lightning Kid. Reversal by Garvin. Step over by the Kid. Step over once again. And misses with a spinning crescent kick. Clothesline sends the Kid reeling. Oh, my. Garvin delivering clotheslines like they're going out of stock. Into the side headlock. Putting the pressure on the Kid, who has lost a little bit of his momentum from early in the match. Now trying to power his way out and using the hair. And now, watch out, this could be a choke. It's a front face lock. Apparently, but it's hard to tell. Garvin fighting out with a series of elbows. But the Kid comes back and delivers the lightning strike. But Garvin apparently is able to get out of it. And over the top rope goes Terry Garvin. Not a DQ in the GWF. Watch out. Here is the Lightning Kid at his most dangerous. Going up to the top. Comes down with a drop kick off the top rope to the floor. High flyer extraordinaire, the GWF light heavyweight champion, the Lightning Kid. Rolls Garvin back into the ring. And now the Lightning Kid misses with a drop kick as Garvin is out of the way. The Lightning Kid loves to have his opponent in that corner so he can deliver the drop kick. Garvin able to get out of the way away, but can't stop the barrage, but may be able to do it here. Sunset flip, only good for a count of 1. The Lightning Kid, Northern Light suplex, gets a count of 2. And now seems to think he has Garvin right where he wants him. The Lightning Kid climbs to the top rope, comes down and meets the sole of the boot. The Lightning Kid with a headache. Terry Garvin shaking out, getting his senses back, and watch out. Spinning body slam. Grapevines the leg, gets a count of 2. Garvin sends the Bulldog down. He could beat the light heavyweight champion. Only gets a count of 2 there. The Lightning Kid misses with a clothesline. Garvin, watch out, DDT, right on target. Garvin goes for the cover, gets a count of 1. Count of 2, watch out. Here's Tessa pulling by the hair. Watch out from behind, Terry Garvin. But Garvin saw the Lightning Kid coming from behind. And now the Lightning Kid trying to escape, unable to do so. Picks him up, sends him down, and sends him out. Let's get the official word from Ron Ames.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the match, Terry Garvin.
Terry Garvin gets the win.
Nothing captures the magic of baseball better than baseball cards, one of the hottest collectibles going. And now you don't have to trade or buy dozens of card packs to collect all the cards from your favorite team. Now you can buy Topps baseball cards in team sets, complete with the potentially valuable rookie cards. But that's not all. With your Topps team set, you also receive this attractive baseball card album to protect and store your collection. Choose your favorite team and call now. You'll receive a complete 1991 Topps team set and team album for only $14.95 plus $3 shipping. Plus order now and you'll also receive absolutely free the valuable 1991 All-Star set. You get genuine Topps cards with all the players' Major League records on the back, plus the team album, plus the All-Star set, all for one low price. Not available in stores. Call now.
To order your Topps team set, team album, and All-Star set, use your credit card and call toll-free. 1-800-533-4800. That's 1-800-533-4800. Or send check or money order for $14.95 plus $3 shipping to Team Set, Department PA, Box 1618, St. Louis, Missouri, 63011. Sorry, no CODs. Call now.
Riggins offering a hand of friendship. Apparently he doesn't want to take any chances. But usually when you offer a handshake, you don't put your left hand down. Once again, offering a hand of friendship. Oh, my. Well, it seemed to work for a moment. Riggins a little upset about that as he explains to James Beard. Jeff Gaylord, a hallowed history in high school football back when he went to Shawnee Mission South. Challenging Reno Riggins to drop back and punt. Didn't work. That one could have gone through the uprights. Gaylord, an All-American in high school, holds all the current bench press records in high school, Missouri State high school records. 480 pounds as a senior. Not bad. And you see how he can set such records as he just kind of flicks Reno Riggins off. Now that, I'd have a look of surprise like that if I met a powerful man like Jeff Gaylord. which I have no plans to do anytime in the near future, at least in the ring. Riggins tried to pick the big man up. This is how you do it. Carry him around and slam him down. Riggins tries to call timeout and claims that he had his tights pulled. Neither Jeff Gaylord nor the fans buy that one. Riggins regains his composure, collar and elbow tie-up. Back to the corner. Maybe a handful of hair by the man from Las Vegas. Shoulder to the midsection. Takes him into the corner. Telegraphed the move. May have hurt the knee a little bit as he went up. And the knee meant nothing but the top turnbuckle. Back to the corner they go. Will this be take two? No. Riggins taking no chances there. Okay, so maybe I spoke too soon. And he thinks that he has it all under control until he saw this big tiger arm coming at him. Back in the corner, chop. And now with high velocity, Riggins trying to avoid going over, but still goes over and with enough impact for a count of two. Double underhook suplex. That was the velocity I think Jeff Gaylord wanted to see out of the backdrop, and he got it there with the double underhook suplex. Now the high arcing suplex. Riggins.
What are you doing here?
We've heard of snake eyes, but never trying to take the eye from an opponent by digging one's finger into the socket, and now using the top rope. Riggins with a right, trying to take advantage of the dazed Jeff Gaylord. Gaylord keeping his wits about him, and Riggins missing with a drop kick, going down hard, and Gaylord now sends Riggins in for the ride and comes over with a clothesline. Gaylord sends him for trip number two, picks him up, holds him high in the air, brings him down with a gorilla press slam. Now going up top for possibly the tiger leap. No, the drop kick off the top rope. Jeff Gaylord hooks the leg, gets a count of 1, 2, 3.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner, Jeff Gaylord.
Jeff Gaylord gets the win on this event in the Global Wrestling Federation. Now we take you to some comments earlier. Greg Johnson at the Global Dome, and we're expecting...
Oh, you're expecting to be jumping out of your skin, aren't you, boy? Well, I always get people jumping. You should see the police jump when I sneak up behind them with this baby. Woo! They be jumping at their guns and everything.
But is the Patriot jumping?
Oh, he's jumping. He's rattling his boots. You know what he's afraid of? You really know what he's afraid of? Patriot, you know what you're afraid of? You're afraid you're going to get that hood jerked off. And everybody out there in TV land, that's right, you in the sofa, you in the big fat seat, you are going to know who the Patriot is. And then everybody's going to see that he wasn't even over there, was he?
What?
He wasn't even over there.
Over where?
Over in Saudi Arabia, over there fighting for his country and taking care of business. I say he's a phony, and he's underneath that hood just trying to make a name for himself because he's big and strong, thinks he can wrestle. But when I get a hold of him, he's going to wish Saddam Hussein had been on his side.
gets in the situation, the Dirty Davis brothers. Mike and Tom from the bad side of Nashville. We don't know exactly how bad they will be when they have to take on the GWF Tag Team Champs. That time is now.
Introducing their opponent for this contest at a combined weight of 470 pounds, the tag team of Chris Walker and Steve Simpson.
The champs, Chris Walker, Steve Simpson. And this matchup with the Dirty Davis brothers. The Dirty Davis brothers claiming to everyone they're the #1 contenders. They can definitely prove they are the #1 contenders by getting the upset win here. The Davis brothers have wanted a title match, but they have to prove to the competition committee they're ready. Here's Tom Davis locking up with Conan Chris Walker. It's obvious these two guys have seen a few gymnasiums in their day. Davis with a powerlifting physique, while Walker more the bodybuilding physique, but both of them with a lot of power. And now the challenge by Tom Davis. As the hammerlock there. Watch out for the power of Conan Chris Walker, however. Until the hair pull by Tom Davis takes him down. Tom Davis, well-versed in the art of Japanese submission wrestling, using kicks and submission techniques, but ever since rejoining brother Mike, become more of the brawling type. Walker, a high flyer out of Atlanta, Georgia, who also uses the power move. There you see a yank of hair by Tom Davis. Simpson upset, Mike Davis rather happy, as one would expect. Still working on the left arm reversal by Conan Chris Walker. Once again, a yank of the hair, and wow! Sometimes you get a little upset, you do things you don't normally think of doing. Walker was able to get away with it there with the help of the fans. But sometimes you lose your temper. Fans can't blame Conan Chris Walker one bit for that one. Mike Davis straightens out the somewhat short tresses of brother Tom, and now here comes the man who some contend is the dirtier Davis brother. Right into the bear hug. Mike Davis figuring a way to get out of the bear hug temporarily, but don't look now. Back into the corner, the tag to Steve Simpson. Davis gets out of the situation, but right back into another one. Simpson going to work on the lower back. Picks him up, and the body slam's not going to help the back of Mike Davis. Simpson with a different tactic. as he tries to put the leverage from below rather than from above. Gets the tag into Conan Chris. Tom protesting the tactics, but well-versed in tag team wrestling are the tag team champions. And now, down at ringside, the team of Hollywood John Tatum and the California Stud, the California Connection. And what business do they have down here as they are both challenging Conan Chris Walker? Recently in the Global Dome, these two teams had a heck of a match. And Mike Davis able to slingshot Steve Simpson into the top rope. Nothing was settled in that match, and apparently they seem to think they have business being here. So now, if Walker and Simpson don't have enough to think about, they have to worry about the team of Tatum and Price on the outside. Watch out, Chris. And speaking of Chris, there's Christopher Love. What is he doing down here? I don't understand what the connection could be here, other than maybe his PYTs want to go after the tag team title. Maybe he's down scouting. Meanwhile, the Davis brothers double teaming Steve Simpson. Simpson has not had to worry about the distraction thus far of the three men outside the ring. Power slam by Tom Davis. Count of one, count of two. And the fans starting to get behind the team of Walker and Simpson. Simpson trying to fight back. Tag to Mike Davis. Wide open is Steve Simpson. And the boot to the ribs is followed up with a forearm to the back of the head. Front face lock. There's the tag. The tag is Chris Walker comes in. But Tom Davis had distracted Rick Manning. The tag will not be allowed. And now, all four men in the ring. Walker taking care of business with a series of clotheslines. The right to Tom Davis, the chop. And a count of three. As the roll-up successful by Steve Simpson. There are your winners. And now Christopher Love claiming a pull of the tights. And now John Tatum and Rod Price, the California Stud, claiming a pull of the tights. What are these guys up to? And now, here come Chaz and Terry Garvin to make it an even situation. The PYTs attacking Garvin from behind and Chaz from behind. There are more men in the ring than most battle royals. Tatum working on Simpson. Here comes Jeff Gaylord and Gary Young. They come in on the mat. Simpson, Walker, Chaz, and Garvin. But it took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 men to do it.
Get ready for NHL action. Red Wing hockey is back on Pass. Yzerman and Fedorov command a squad of Red Wing hopefuls in a preseason contest with Toronto. Look for Red Wings magazine at 7, Wednesday, September 25th on Pass. Mid-American Conference Football, Saturdays this fall on Pass Sports. The Chippewas of Central Michigan take on the Toledo Rockets Saturday afternoon live at 4, right here on Pass Sports. Just watch us.
Introducing his opponent at 237 pounds, the unmistakable, the handsome stranger.
When the handsome stranger makes an entrance, you have to allow for a little time for him to greet all his lovely ladies. And when the stranger greets the ladies, it is the ladies he is interested in. A mysterious man from Monte Carlo. All the girls want the roses, but those are saved for the ladies. As the final rose and the final kiss is given out. And he makes his way into the ring. And with one mask off, one mask on, we're ready for action. Thumbs up from the handsome stranger. And we are just now getting over the absolute melee that just took place. 7 men taking on 4. Involving, well, maybe I ought to let the ladies concentrate on this. You're talking about the tag team champions as 3 teams and 1 manager. As you see the handsome stranger showing how it is done. Oh, now. Oh, my. Don't look now. Oh! Obviously, Louis Spicoli had a plan to challenge to a pose down, and the plan almost worked. I repeat, almost worked. And Louis Spicoli, now the worse for wear. The handsome stranger, the shoulder block takes Spicoli down. Leapfrog. And the belly-to-back suplex by Spicoli. Takes a little bit of the breath of the handsome stranger away. The right lands on target. One more time. Spicoli having his luck against the stranger here. The crescent kick lands on target. He'd like to be able to get the quick cover. Gets a count of 2 from John Keaton, the official. Can't quite get the suplex. Tries again. Unable to, but the stranger is able to do it. A lot of people wonder who is that masked man, and they haven't been watching reruns of the Lone Ranger. The mysterious mask of the handsome stranger. As the stranger delivers the clothesline. Spicoli with the elbow. Sends the stranger. No, reversal. Spicoli, nobody there. May have come down on the shoulder wrong. As the handsome stranger tried the body slam, now Spicoli will try the body slam. A roll up from behind. A count of 1, count of 2, count of 3.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner, the handsome stranger.
The handsome stranger with a win. And we'll be back To wrap it up, we'll talk to Terry Garvin when we return.
At Guy Holleran's, we wanted it all, and it looks like we've got it, because the readers of Michigan Living magazine just voted Guy Holleran's one of the 5 best new restaurants in the state. Perhaps it was the great rotisserie chicken, hearth-baked pizza, or maybe the sizzling fajitas. Possibly the no-guilt Sundays. No, it was the Sunday brunch. Whatever the reason, Guy Holleran's is one of Michigan's best new restaurants. Come in and find out for yourself. Guy Holleran's, a different kind of place at the Best Western Ann Arbor region, Plymouth Road at US 23.
Today's Global Wrestling Federation has been brought to you by...
And Simpson in a match against the Dirty Davis brothers. Suddenly Tatum and Price show up. Suddenly the PYTs and Christopher Love show up. Apparently a lot of people are searching for that gold. A man who is searching for the light heavyweight gold is my guest at this time, Terry Garvin. You had a shot at the Lightning Kid, but apparently somebody else seemed to think that it was time to stick her nose in the business.
Well, Craig, you know, it seems like I've paid a little bit of my dues here in the GWF since I've been in. I've wrestled some big monsters. I'm not complaining about that. I never back down off anybody. But I know, deep in my heart, I know that any given night I can beat the Lightning Kid. And Tessa sticking her nose in it. I've always said, even when I was on the other side of the fence, and I was being the one that wasn't playing by the rules, women don't have a place in professional wrestling, and I still believe that.
This man never backs down. There's no doubt about that, and I think you would probably love to have a rematch against the Lightning Kid.
If they feel like I'm worthy of a rematch.
And